Okay, it looks like we are live. You guys let me know if you can hear me clearly. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for anyone that joined. This is not typically when I go live, but if you aren't able to catch this live broadcast for whatever reason, then you are more than welcome to catch the replay. Leave whatever comments, whatever questions you have down in the comment section. Is over there or down there somewhere, something like that. So today is Business Tip Tuesday. Normally I schedule any kind of post that would really help you out with business tips to help you increase your visibility and also connect with your audience, right? Not to mention how to attract higher paying clients to your business. Hey, Addie, nice to know somebody here with me, right? So, like I said, today is Tuesday. If anyone is new to the platform, I am Precious Stevens of the Posh Academy, and I pretty much service event professionals of all different experience levels, right? With how to attract higher paying clients through either premium draping or common core marketing strategies, right? So again, thanks for joining this broadcast. If you have any comments, questions, all that good stuff, post it in the chat and I will be sure to comment. So today we are I wanted to share with you guys just some different things that I, invested in my business. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. But the main thing I wanted to mention is that it took me a long time, right? It really took me a long time to kind of even understand the power of investing. I am not going to lie. Not only am I hold to my coins, right? I watch where them suckers go. And I make sure that when one go out, two coming back in. So not only just being frugal and cautious of my spending, I used to have a broke mindset. If y'all have never heard that term, Google it, because I'm quite sure some of you probably have it as well, especially if you are apprehensive about investing in your business for things that you ultimately know is going to take you to the next level. But for whatever reason, you're holding on to them coins. Hey, Crystal, trust and believe, baby. I have been there, and at one point, that was all I knew. Right, coming from my background, where I'm from, it's not a lot of money floating around unless you're doing some things you have no business doing. So, anytime I would get a little piece of money, I like to hold on to it because I know what it feels like to have nothing, and that used to be one of my biggest fears is to ultimately fall back in that trap, right? But honestly, what I was doing was actually hurting my business. It was hurting not only my business, it was just hurting my progression, right? I was not able to grow, not just in business, in life. I was like stuck in this freaking bubble, and then I was mad because I thought I was doing everything right? I thought I was doing everything right, but for whatever reason, things were not moving. Or you'll get a little bit of traction, and then bam, here goes something to take you back like 30 blocks, right? So if anybody can kind of relate to that, throw me a heart or something up in the comment, please. Let me know I'm not the only one. But the thing is, I really did have a broke mindset, right? And I kept being stuck in this vicious cycle, and it just really felt like I couldn't get out of it. It felt like I couldn't get out of it. I was one of those people that was blaming where I come from. I was blaming lack of resources, me not really knowing any resourceful people. You name it, I was blaming it. You name it, I was blaming it. I was blaming, my surroundings, like the area I lived in. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, it's like it was just everyone else's fault. It really was. I was frustrated. I wanted to give up. I sometimes thought that was my ceiling, right? I thought that was it. Like, I'm just going to be in this job, and this is where I'm going to retire. All right. I always did some entrepreneurial stuff, but never to the level that I am doing now. It was always like maybe doing something on the side, or I come up with a quick hustle, and that was it. It wasn't like a full-fledged business. And that's just pretty much how it was. However, I couldn't make any kind of major shifts. I couldn't make major shifts in my business. I couldn't make major shifts in life. That's just where I was. So then I started making small investments, right? I'm like, all right, let me take a gamble, right? And then initially, I'm not gonna lie, first time I really kind of thought I'm gonna start taking little small gambles was on Keno games. I had to test the waters, like small. I didn't play lottery. I mean, that's not my thing. But it was Keno because I am a risk taker and I like fast results, right? Lottery, it's just too much. I like fast results. So then that was like the first indication that kind of gave me that thing, like, all right, you put a little couple of money in it, and then bam, you could hit, you can't hit, but the risk is always there. So Keno is what really started my hunger for wanting to invest. But telling the truth, baby, I still was a penny pitcher, right? I still was a penny pitcher. I wasn't doing like no major investments and all that good stuff. That wasn't happening. But when I got into this sector, like got into event decor or event design, honestly, it was event planning, right? And a lot of you guys probably read my story. I've always done parties and it was always my thing. I was pretty much the matriarch of the family once, my grams passed, and I was the one that was doing all the family events, all of the cookouts. That was me. Birthday parties, baby showers. And I had a knack for it, but I never thought I would do it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna turn this into a business. I never thought that until, I swear, it was 2016. I had went to an event and they did this event themselves, right? They just did it themselves. And I was like, I could do that. And then it just struck something in me. Not to mention, around that time is when I was getting married. And I kept going to all these vendors and no one could pull my vision together, right? Like no one can do it. And I was like, okay, you wanna know what? I may end up having to do this thing myself. That's just like the mindset I had. Because I have all these ideas in my head and I knew exactly how I wanted it to play out. But every time I go on the consult, I'm like, nah, she don't get it. She don't get it. So that's kind of how the interest just struck. So I'm laying in bed one day. I think it was like maybe September the 14th. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, you want to know what? I'm going to get my butt up tomorrow. And this is it. I'm going to do it. And I did. So like the 15th, I think it was. So I'm on the phone like all day with my bestie and then my family, like my core. And we thinking of names. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it here and I'm going to invest. I'm just going to take $5,000 and make it work, right? That was my mindset, $5,000. I was like, I'm going to flip that sucker and I'm going to be boom. I'm going to be booming. So like all that day, I had no idea of a name. I had no idea of nothing, but I'm telling you, I sat on that computer and I just drafted up names and I would write it down and I would write like according to what looked pretty. Like some letters I write don't look right. Like M's, I can't really write them pretty. And K's, I can't write them pretty either. But I can write the heck out of a P. So that's how it started. I knew my name had to start with a P, whatever the business name was. So I went through some stuff and went through all this and I, took it back to them, told them to pick out which one. So they picked it out. And that's how I came up with Posh Designs, LLC. So then I went over to my little Fiverr guys. I was like, hey, I need a logo real quick. Bam, they hooked it up. Now, if you're hearing what the process is, I did all this wrong. I did it all ass backwards. Excuse my language, but I did. I was just thinking, hey, I got to get in. I need this logo. I need this name. I ain't do no research on what I wanted to do. I ain't do no research on why I wanted to do it. I ain't do none of that. I just knew, bam, I'm going to get in this sucker and I am going to make it work. So thank you, Crystal. That's all I know is my truth. Nobody can't deny me that. You can't tell me that's a lie because it's my truth. So that's kind of how it got in, right? I got in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this 5,000 and I'm just buying stuff though, right? I'm just buying simple stuff. Y'all, those of you guys that was following me back then, I was shopping every week, just buying stuff. Well, I don't know if I needed it or not, baby. And half of it I'd never even used. And that's the stuff that I'm still selling today. So I was buying all this linen and centerpieces and throne chairs and then I was starting to get to like my cap. I was like maybe at like 4,000. I was like, oh, hold on. Now it's time to start doing some stuff. So then, of course, I started doing the parties and the events and the bridals and all that. And it started off small. Like, it's so funny because it started off small. And that's how I got into the love of draping because people would want these backdrops, right? But I'm like, nah. And then I start seeing the stuff online, like the backdrops and stuff. And I'm like, that looks amazing. Like, I could really rock that. And, you know, I still, you know, I saw the Lord's school. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's outside of my budget, baby. I said I was only going to spend $5,000. I can't spend another $5,000 just to go learn. That was my mindset, right? That was my mindset. So we did this thing for a few years, at least a year. Before I ain't do no investing. I just was buying and booking low, because I was being booked low. I was doing the 500. I think that at that point, the highest party I did probably was like 2,800. And it was a baby shower, but you would have thought it was wet. Y'all know how they do. It's a baby shower, but it looked like a wedding. And it's probably because for some, it probably is their wedding, right? So I get it. But I'm like, okay. But it was a lot of freaking work. It was a lot of work. So this is kind of, now I'm falling out of love with event design, because it's just too much work. Or so I thought. It's not that it was too much work. It's just that I wasn't pricing accordingly, or I was pricing according to what I thought it was worth. Because to me, someone at the time that was making $14 an hour, you trying to tell me I can make $2,800 in one day? Or realistically, it's longer than one day, because I was prepping for that sucker for 2 weeks. So it was really attractive at the time, right? But then once I started getting smarter, I started really doing I just knew I was unhappy. And I was unhappy with a lot of things. I was unhappy with my current state. The girl was pushing 40. I just was unhappy. I wanted to leave Baltimore. I wanted to leave my job. I just wanted to do so much, right? I wanted to do so much. So I started getting into vision boards and stuff, and really start doing some mindset work, because I started realizing that everything that I didn't like, I was causing. I was pretty much contributing to everything that I didn't like. So, and it's not necessarily contributing in a way that I'm cognizant, I know what's going on. It's contributing to the problem, because I wasn't doing anything to eliminate the problem, right? Only thing I was doing was being mad. That was pretty much it. So once I fell in love with draping, right, it kind of just changed everything. I knew the passion I developed for draping was totally different from the event planning side, the event design side. I didn't even like design. I didn't. I liked the design portion, but I didn't like the whole, I don't like the whole attachment with the clients. Like, that's too much. For me, that's too long. I can't do a wedding that's next year, and it's too much. And I know weddings and things is too emotional, right? I don't want to deal with all that. I really don't. I want to come in, make it look amazing, and boom, I want to leave. That's how I am. Some other designers, they love that whole, they love that whole process of planning and, you know, putting spoons, and I ain't got time for that. I really don't. I like getting to the good stuff, you know, the stuff that no matter what's going on, I just get lost when I'm doing backdrops. I do. It's like, nothing else exists, right? And it's so funny, because even I could do the same backdrop, but it feel like it's new. I don't know, but that's just how I feel about it. So once I tapped into that passion, I was like, oh, I got to do something with this, right? I got to do something with this. So then it just led to other stuff. It just opened the doors for so much. And I honestly believe, in my core, of course, if that's a term, if it's not, it's mine. I got it. So I honestly believe in my internal core that kind of helped me develop my passion. I do love, not my passion, my purpose. My passion led to my purpose, because my passion was draping. Draping honestly led me to a tribe. The Posh Academy, that whole thing is purpose driven. So everything that I develop, everything that I come in here and mastermind, I always have the tribe and you know, in my mind. Like, what would they want? What would they do? And I was able to take a concept and create something amazing. I mean, I'm just proud of it. I'm really proud of it, because, like I said, it's purpose driven. I took something I'm passionate about and able to teach others that they can go on. And some people are teaching, right? Some of my students are now teaching courses. Some of them are attracting higher paying clients. Some of them are making more money. So that is the whole beauty behind what I do. And once I adapted the new mindset, and it's not finished, I'm still learning, y'all. I'm still learning. But once I adapted new mindsets and got on this whole personal development, I realized that I didn't have enough at the time to really pass on something that was super valuable. I knew the skill set, absolutely, right? But it goes a bit further. Like, you can't just teach a person how to drape. It's like, okay, I don't know what to do with it now. So in order for me to effectively coach anyone, what I had to do, I had to get coached. I had to get coached. And that process was just bad, because I had more bad coaches than I had effective coaches. And that as well, it put a bad taste in my mouth for the coaching industry. It really, really did. Absolutely. Bohemian beauty, always be a student. I know I will always be learning from somewhere, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a coach, whether it's whatever it is. I am always going to be learning, because I just look at my pictures. Like, sometimes I post stuff on Facebook just so it can remind me where I was at a year ago. So sometimes I don't do that for y'all. Sometimes I'm doing it for me. I want to know where I was a year ago. And it feels amazing when those memories pop up. And I'm like, wow, it's just so much to be changing. And it's a good thing. And it's a good indicator when you see growth. I don't care if it's substantial growth or if it's just a little bit. Point is, it's growth. And a lot of what I see is people get sidetracked, or they get not sidetracked, but they'll begin with a D. What's the word? Somebody tell me what's the word. They will begin with a D when you lose faith, right? You just kind of lose faith because you think you're not growing at the path that you should, or you feel like you're not where you want to be. Like I just told y'all, like I was defeated, but that's not the word. I just told y'all where I was. I was stuck in that rut, but not distracted. It's not distracted. It's like defeated. It's when you give up. I can't believe this. I feel like discouraged. Thank you, Erica. There we go. Discouraged. They get discouraged, right? Same way like I did. But the whole thing is, I always try and tell you guys, you have to celebrate the smallest wins. Don't sit around and wait for somebody to tell you, oh, go girl. Hey, girl, hey, you doing good. Go queen. You need to get up and tell yourself that every day. I have a reminder on my mirror because some days I get discouraged too, baby. I'm human. I'm not a robot. So some days I get discouraged as well. But as soon as I get up, the first place I go to is my vanity, right? And that's a clear reminder that I got some stuff to do, babies. I don't have time to get discouraged. I really don't. Or I have someone in my DMs, right? Or it's just something going on, which I love because it's like little mental notes. Not now. This is not the time. This ain't the time to slow down. This ain't the time to get tired. This ain't the time to complain. Just keep pushing, baby. Just keep pushing, right? So, I got into this whole draping thing. I went and got, I went full throttle. I wasn't going to play with it. I was like, okay, if I want to really take this and take it to the next level, I got to learn from the best. And at the time, all I knew was, outwit. That was all I knew. But it took me a long time to go because I just was battling with it. Like, no. But then I kept making them boring backdrops. And I was like, all right, I got to go. All right. But I had to have a strategy. I told y'all, I don't spend one penny unless two coming back. So I had to develop a strategy and how I was going to make this work. So I went ahead and went, but I absolutely knew what my strategy was going to be. It was going to be helping other people that was in the same place that I sat for a year. I sat there for an entire year wanting to learn this and and I couldn't. I was as self-taught as they could be, but I still felt, like it. Nah, that's like, I would walk away from an event like, like I hope it don't fall down. I hope my curtains don't catch on fire. I'm telling you guys, I used to have all this going on in my head the entire time that the event is going on because I knew I didn't jerry-rig some stuff. I knew I did. I'm telling you, I would have 50 million zip ties on some of my stuff because I didn't know how to do it the right way, right? So, I went and that was like one of my first investments that was one of my first. That was like along that amount. And like I said, it took me a whole year to do it. I'm like, I ain't spending that. I ain't doing that. But then the moment I did it and was able to make the immediate change in my business, not only on the skill set wise, but my confidence was boosted. I developed other strategies. I knew exactly what I was going to take with what I was going to do with those skills. And then once I was able to see the immediate shift, it kind of provided me some freedom to start, okay, now let me go invest in some other stuff, right? So that was one of my first things was the training. That was first. And then I started working on, that's when I kind of got, so I was in the training, right? So now I'm getting all these requests because the draping was dope. I ain't gonna lie, it was dope. But guess what, guys? I couldn't really handle the requests. I really couldn't. Why? Take it back a year earlier, because I jumped on here, I got a logo, I got a business name, and that was it. I ain't had no systems. I ain't had nothing. I'm still writing contracts on paper and copying other people's contracts. It was a mess. I'm telling you, and it was frustrating. It was really frustrating. And I knew that in order for me to grow and to grow to the lengths I wanted to grow to, I had a lot of cleaning up to do, baby. I did. And that wasn't going to happen in the weekend. Y'all got these people lying, talking about some, scale in the weekend. No, boo. It's that stuff takes time. That's why do you think launches, things that can bring you like substantial ROI, or things that can bring you an immense amount of income, that's not something you can flip in a day. Not when it comes to what we're doing. So I'm like, I had to take off. So that's the time that I talk about often. I took off. I was kind of away from the Posh Academy. It was still running. It was still going. But your girl wasn't there because I didn't know what was happening. It was too much. So I was like, let me scale back and take the donut. And, I'm not worried about selling right now, because when I do get back out there and pitching my business, I'm going to know exactly what I do. I'm going to know exactly how I make people feel. I'm going to know it all. I'm going to know how to price my stuff, because I was doing the same thing. They were like, how much for this? I was like, one panel, two, a crossbar. That's too much. That's right, Addie. The cleanup stage is dope. I mean, because you come out of that feeling like you feel like, it's boss mode now, because you know that your back end is straight. It's nothing worse than being caught. Like somebody asks you something, or they need a process, and like, you hold on, I'll get it over there to you. Like, come on, this is almost about to be 2021, babe. Nobody is filling out paper contracts and sending DocuSigns. Like, you need to have some CRMs put in place, so when you're out, your business is still running, right? You don't have to be sitting here tied and a slave to no desk or no admin work or none of that. Set your systems up. It took me a while, and it was frustrating because I wasn't techie. I'm a designer. I don't do no computer stuff. But I knew I had to learn it, right? Because I didn't want my business to be totally in the hands of a VA or a specialist, and then something go wonky. Y'all know my stuff mess up all the time. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not only gonna sit here like it's perfect, but it's dope. But if something happened, I can't sit here and like, hey, Suzanne, my clients need... And then Suzanne could be off doing something else. Like, no, nobody has time for that. People want results and people want solutions. And the easiest way to do that is to put your business on automation, which was the very next thing I did. I got systems put in place, and y'all know your girl started off small, right? I didn't go and jump for the big systems, because I was like, first of all, I don't even know what I'm doing. But I knew I needed to run my business on automation. It was a mess. It was a mess. So I did that along with getting a coach. So that was my first coach I got. And all I could say is I'm not going to necessarily say it was a bad coach. I am just real wary of ever again getting a coach that's not knowledgeable in my area. I don't believe in the one coach that can fix all businesses. Whoever telling y'all that, they lie, because different businesses operate differently. And I think that was the main thing with this situation is this coach, know nothing about the industry, nothing, right? So CRMs are different too. When this industry is highly using Dubsado or something like that, like, because that's catered for wedding planners, right? So it's like, don't try and put me in using Constant Contact. That's totally different. That's more corporate. So it's like a total difference, in which was frustrating because this chick ain't know nothing about my industry. Every time you like expecting something to kind of just make sense, it gets more confusing. And I'm like, it ain't supposed to feel like this, right? It ain't supposed to feel like this. So that first one, it wasn't too good. That was the first coach. It wasn't too good. But one thing I did learn and I had a few coaches, but one thing I did learn is what type of coach to be and what type of coach not to be, because I understood and I took my internal feelings, and I don't want to never make people feel that way. So I'm taking these things, even if they are bad or good, and I'm applying them to my future. And it helped. It really did, because I will never go in anything blindsided now, because it's just, the experience is totally different when you just winging it. You don't know what the heck you're doing. You just, all right, come on, let's do this. You ain't got no strategy, no map, no nothing. You're just winging it. And then it's so frustrating. I know, I went through the whole thing, right? So I got into the coach. That was my first one. It wasn't a great experience, but it did get me into the business automation side. It did. So now I'm feeling like, oh, I like this. Nobody else even got to talk to me to get, on my schedule. It eliminated my whole call process. People feel like they could just call you up. Hello, what's your prices? Let's try that again. If y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, give me a one in the comments, baby, because that's how they do. I don't know. I don't go through that no more, thank God. But that is how it was going every day. And I'm like, where are you getting my information from? But they'll just call, how much you charge? Let's start with hello. Boy, oh boy. So now we are down to, I invested in the training. Then I invested in coaching, right? Miss Anderson, absolutely. I'm telling y'all, it's not a game. They are rude, some of them. So the next, because I was doing my mock-ups and stuff, right? Because now I got my draping game on point. So I'm taking my mock-ups and stuff, right? And I'm like, nah, the photos, they ain't giving me that. They was looking a little pixelated and dark. And I'm like, nah, I don't like that. I know if I, was looking for some draping and paying thousands of dollars, that photo would not attract me. So my next thing was photography. Now, or tech equipment, like recording equipment. Now, I'm not gonna lie, your girl went a little ridiculous. She said, no hellos. I went a little ridiculous with the equipment because, again, not knowing what the heck to get and what I needed and none of this. So I would start out with one set of lights and a camera, right? I'm just thinking, hey, you just need DSLR, right? So of course I would get a low end one because I just need to get the job done, baby. You don't need nothing all spectacular. So I go get the lights and go get the camera. Now, it still didn't give me the effect that I was looking for, right? But honestly, had I known then what I know now, man, I'd have had me a Samsung and a ring light. I'm telling you, that's it. Because that's it. I'd have had a Samsung and a ring light. Now I have like full studio lights and I have like 3 DSLR cameras, because once you get into it, it gets addictive. You're like, no, I don't like that. Then you want to get lenses and then you want to shoot in 4K. And I'm like, hold on. So now I'm like, pause. I'm ready to get rid of all this because it's too much. It's too bulky, right? You just need a Samsung camera and a light. That's it. So that was my next thing, like getting the tech equipment. But I can say it just made my portfolio look totally different. It really did. So I wouldn't get as much as I did, but I highly suggest anyone investing in, especially if you're broadcasting, investing in a microphone, and it don't got to be super, super expensive, but get yourself a mic, right? And as well as a light and a camera, right? Like, so if you're not doing it at a desktop or something like that, and it don't have to be a super fancy one, use it on your phone, right? When we had news, Aisha on probably a month or so ago, and so many of you guys was shocked because y'all found out she do all her videos on her phone, right? On her iPhone. I'm like, that is super dope. So I had shot one on my iPhone, right? Guys, I think I posted it like a week or so on YouTube. Ain't nobody tell the difference. Can't nobody tell the difference. I'm like, after being like $5,000 in camera equipment is expensive. So, one thing I would say about you guys is looking to do the broadcast or whatever the case may be. Don't go overboard. Don't, right? Don't go overboard. All you need is what I just said, a light, a microphone, and a decent camera. If you're going on a desktop, get yourself one of the little Logitech cameras, and that's it. They're not expensive. If you're going on your phone, cool. Let it be that. That's it. I got so much stuff, light boxes, wireless microphones, it's just ridiculous. It's overkill. And then after that, I started really investing in strategy, right? Because it's like, all right, I know I got good stuff, but how you get me to there? How you get me to those 30,000 months, right? And I'm like, I don't know how to do that, because if I did, I'll be there, right? So I had to invest in strategy, and strategy comes in different forms. Strategy could just come; it could come in a coach. Strategy can come in like a course. The whole point is buying the thing you don't know that's going to get you to where you're trying to go. Hold on, I like that. Strategy is buying the thing you don't know to get you to where you're trying to go. Hot dang. So that's really what it was. And my strategy came in a few different elements, right? I bought it, ended up buying more coaches, investing in more coaches. And honestly, it was maybe about 3 more. And out of those, it was only one that was really very valuable to what I had going on. I mean, her coaching style, it was amazing. Like we clicked. The other 2, one was the most expensive coach I've ever had, and it was the most ridiculous. It just like, I don't know what the heck I was thinking about. People put all this stuff in these coaching packages, like they selling you a dream, and then by the time you in it, it's like, what? You asking questions, and they're like, oh, I don't know about that. What? I don't know, but it happens, right? So of those 3 different coaches, it was one that was amazing. I mean, and it was amazing because learning how you learn, or you have to know how you learn. My thing is, don't sit around and talk me to death. My thing is, tell me exactly what to do, because that's what I'm investing in, strategy. Tell me point A, point B, and ultimately the goal is at the finish line. That is great coaching. Not sitting on the phone for a whole hour talking, just talking. Like, I'll be sitting there sometimes like, what are you talking about? Right? Absolutely. Like, what are you talking about? So, but strategy came in also in the, different, you got to find out what pieces of your business isn't working. So for me, it could have been maybe my funnel was broken. So I don't got time to figure it out. I'm going to go hire me a funnel person, right? Or it could be like when Kartra was messing up. I ain't no tech guru, so I had to go find a Kartra team. And that's what I mean by strategy. Find out where the loopholes are in your business, why you are not where you want to be, and then you go to good people that can deliver. Don't go to, the new people that's just, I just became a VA. I know I can learn. No, we ain't got time for that. And I used to try and do that in the beginning. Like, I used to try and work with people. Like, of course, come on. We gonna learn together. I'm gonna tell you what I need done. You do the research. Man, nothing was growing. And not to mention, people are learning on your dime. No, so now I don't mind spending a little more money for a specialist. I read this somewhere. I don't even remember where I read it at. But when you got a brain tumor, you don't just go to the doctor, right? You go to the brain specialist. We're not going to be playing around. And that's how you need to handle your businesses. Whatever's not working in your business, or whatever you don't feel confident about, go to the guru of that. And let's not think about it, right? Because ultimately, what they do, they get in there, think, and they fix stuff, right? And then you back, not only back at it, but you're accelerating at a faster pace because you have what's needed to get you to the next level. So if that makes sense, put me another one in the comments. I like when y'all put ones in the comments. So another thing was like just business necessities, right? And honestly, once you start investing and you see the changes that it makes in your business, you're not going to stop. Now might get smarter about it, right? Because I'm a lot smarter than I was before. I would never buy some of the stuff I bought thinking, but I had to go through those experiences to understand that normally, especially if it's a service, when you're investing in services, you're buying a promise pretty much, because that's all they can do, because it ain't no results until after they deliver, right? So you're gambling on these people promise that they're going to get you to point 2 or point 4, whatever it is. That's what it is. It's promise. So, and you're going to get smarter about making your investments. If you know that you have a problem with your website. A lot of you guys complain about your website. If that's how you attract money, if you get money through your website, then that thing need to be optimized, right? To bring in more money. But if that's not how you bring money, you need to focus on where's your money coming from. If it's Instagram, you better go get you an Instagram person if you ain't that good. If it's Facebook, you better go get you a social media person if you ain't that good. If it's YouTube, I ain't even got to finish the rest because you know what I'm going to say. So the whole point is, if it's ads, right? Go find you an ad person that is great at it, because it's going to take, if you're going to lose money trying to learn it and trying to figure it out, because I did that too. But the minute I hired an ad person, like that's all they do was work on my ads, they worked on its own. It was generating on its own. So that's what I mean by pay attention to your ROI. Am I going to spend the money? Yeah, but we're going to do some results-based stuff. Like, what is it bringing back? Y'all heard me say, I don't mind spending a penny, but it better bring it back 2. And bring it back 3 is even better, baby. So that's pretty much like the things, when I say the business necessities, as your business grow, you're always going to invest in your business. Sometimes your business may pivot, right? Mine did this year. I ain't think it would be doing what it's doing right now. However, I didn't sit there and like, oh goodness, what I'm gonna do? No, I got in there, found out things I didn't know. I hired people to get it done, and bam, I'm back on the bandwagon, as opposed to just waiting, trying to figure it out, scratching, pulling my wigs off, trying to stretch my hair out. Like, I don't have time for that, because at the end of the day, those envelopes don't stop coming in that mailbox. It don't stop coming, right? And I always say, through crisis creates opportunity. It does. And that sometimes a lot of us we operate a lot better under pressure. We really do. I don't know what it is about it, but that's like the nature of our business. Honestly, we are, eliminating problems for our clients and, providing security measures for events. And all. That's what we do. We get in there and we fix stuff pretty much. So that's the whole thing with like business necessities. You will always need stuff for your business. You may need an upgrade on your computer. You may need an upgrade on your phone. You may need, I don't know, but you always going to need stuff. Equipment, right? Inventory, right? Thank you. You're always going to need stuff, right? But be mindful and be smart about your purchases. Don't go out there just because people have a sale. You're like, oh, I need that. No, you don't. Who need them orange tablecloths? They just gonna sit in that inventory collecting dust, and then you're gonna throw it on marketplace, and ain't nobody gonna want it. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. So be mindful of the things that you are purchasing. Be sure that it's something you can use often. If it's not something that you don't like, the orange tablecloths, go rent them suckers. Don't buy them. Right? This is a one and done deal. Charge it to your client. Boom. Problem solved. Oh my goodness. So your investments, the point is your investments are never going to be over, right? You just want to be smart about them. You definitely want to, let go of that purse. Like, stop clutching your purse, right? Let go of that purse, because the more you hold it, that's all you're going to have. Those that sit there and hold on to what they have so tight, and scared to do this and scared to do that, guess what? That's all they have. I get the mindset behind it. I get it, because I had it too. But it's something that needs to happen. Whether that's investing in mindset coaching, or just reading a freaking book, baby. I tell y'all, Mel Robbins' book saved my life. 5 Second Rule. It totally saved my life, because that was the brink of me getting on this personal development train, right? And I haven't gotten off of it yet. So I don't know where I'm going to be next year, but I'm super duper freaking excited. And I hope y'all excited, because a lot of you guys, you want to make the changes. At the end of the day, all you got to do is do it. That's the only thing that's the big difference from wanting to do it and doing it, is putting action behind those thoughts. So somebody said up here, write it down. Absolutely. Write it down, because when you write things down, guess what? Now it's recorded. So the universe is going to hold you accountable, right? I'm telling you, when you write things down, it's totally different from keeping it in your head. We go through 1 trillion thoughts a day. Sometimes I could think of something 30 seconds ago. Y'all see me do it online. I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot what I was talking about. I do it all the time because it's just so much going on. It's so much going on. So I have so many papers here, right? Because I'll write things down. Even I don't care how thoughtful it is, how small the thought is. If it's valuable enough that I need to entertain it, I'll write it somewhere. And then as soon as I have a minute to like kind of go back, it's amazing. I was like, I be thinking about all this stuff every day. But it's a way for the universe to hold you accountable, right? When thoughts come in, guess what? New thoughts come in and push them out. And so now this poof is gone. So that $1 million idea you had, now it don't even exist. It's gone. Poof. Kiss it goodbye. So write stuff down, right? And then put whatever that is, put action behind it. Let it not remain a thought. Whatever it is. Oh my goodness. Whatever it is, right? Apply action. It don't have to be nothing monumental. It can be small stuff. I tell you guys all the time, baby steps is still growth and it still counts. But if you're sitting there and you're stagnant, you ain't doing anything, don't be mad at Karen and them that's over there investing and doing what they supposed to do and now they killing it. And you still over here charging $300 or you're doing like this, 1 bar, 2 bars, 2 panels. How much to charge? That's your fault. Julia, say it again. It happens 100 times a day with me. I'm like, what did I come downstairs for? I pick up my phone. What was I about to do? I'm trying to tell y'all, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. So that's pretty much like a lot of the things that I've invested in. And I'm quite sure that's not all of it, but I'm quite sure with doing different things that you guys are doing, that's some of the stuff that you have invested in or you will. Last thing I don't even have in here, well, I kind of said in the beginning, but it's inventory, right? Product. If you're out here buying these products, stop skimping. Stop. Because what you're going to do, you're going to come back 3 months later and ask the same question, and you got good answers, but you wanted to hold on to the purse. No, I don't want to spend that. Let me go over here and get this photography stand. Then you setting up and your stuff falling down, or you can't drape to how Karen and them could drape because Karen and them got premium products. If you're going to make the investments, don't skip. Be cautious, but go for things that you know is going to last you throughout your business. Don't sit there and get something you know you're going to have to upgrade. Why are you getting them Walmart tablecloths when you know they're not going to give you the desire or the look that you're looking for? Hold off. Then you do hold on your coins. Hold on till you get a little bit more, and then you get what you're trying to attract. That's what you do. Just pause a little bit. That's when you pause, but you're pausing because you have a plan. So when you have a plan in place, all right, cool. I got a plan. I'm pausing on something right now because I have a plan in place to fund something else. So then it's acceptable when you're pausing. But don't run out here just getting this stuff and getting that, and you know it's not going to last. It's not going to last. So the main thing, like I said, was the photography stands. Stop it. Stop. I can't mention, well, sometimes I would say use them if you guys are doing them vinyl things because, all right, that's what they intended for. But if you're sitting there trying to use 50 pounds of drape, baby, you're looking at a lawsuit because that thing going to fall out and ruin someone's event. And they ain't going to be happy. They ain't gonna be happy. Thank goodness none of mine fell down because I sure was scared. I was scared. I had one that was outside before. That sucker fell down, but I was like right there. So those kind of experiences are not worth, the headache, are not worth the liability. They're just not worth it. And not to mention you watering down your brand. You're watering down your brand. Put this photography stand here, and let's just say that's Tammy's. Then put the premium one here, that's Karen's, and they both are draped. Which one you think is going to attract the higher paying clients? We in elementary now. Put your hands up if you think it's Karen's. Oh my goodness. So that's pretty much all I got, guys. Y'all know I had to come in here, cut up with you guys, let you know some things I invested in my business, let you know, don't be afraid to make investments because the investments, they're there for a reason. right? Don't go willy-nilly and just start going buying simple stuff. However, buy things that you know is going to get you to the next level. If you're in draping, get you some premium products. Guys, I found one of the cheapest companies ever with the good quality. Like that's, it's really no excuse, right? If you're doing fabrics, I've partnered with some of the best fabric suppliers. I'm going to another one tomorrow. I may have another one with you guys, for you guys. So really invest in your business for the long haul. Sometimes when I disappear, I'm not afraid to leave some money on the table because I'm going for the big thing, right? I don't got time to be playing around with this little stuff. I really don't. I'm trying to set my business up for the long haul, for the big buck, right? The big buck. So sometimes you don't, if you have a strategy put in place of what you're trying to do and you know what the vision is and where you're trying to go, stop settling. Stop settling. Don't sit up here and try and run a rat race and try and do what everybody else doing. That ain't for you. I don't care what everybody else doing. I know what the Posh Academy got going on for years and years and years to come. So everything I do is going to be in alignment with that. Sometimes I get interest, like, oh, I could do that. But no, baby, the vision is right there. That ain't aligned with the vision, so I can't do it. Absolutely, Clara. Going for the island, baby, whatever the island is. Stop settling for the little, the little putt-putt areas. That ain't that. If a lot of you guys are really trying to set your business up so you can leave your job, I talk to you guys a lot. You're trying to leave your job, don't set it up to where you have a good year. Oh yeah, 2020 was good. I was popping. What's happening in 2021? What are you doing? Every quarter, what do your projections look like? What are you looking to make? How are you going to get that to happen, right? What is put in place? Not just 2021, 2022. What's happening? What do those projections look like, right? What are you expecting to make? How much is your business going to grow percentage-wise? So that's another whole conversation. Now I ain't gonna get into it. But we're gonna stick with the investments. That's all I have for you guys today, guys. I thank you for joining me for Business Tip Tuesday. If you are looking to invest in your business, please do so. Be smart about it. This is not a pitch. I have nothing to pitch. I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys, right? So be careful if you're, getting camera equipment. I know I got a lot of guys that's now on the YouTube thing. Don't go over and beyond because it's not even all that, right? You could just do it with a phone and a light. You good to go, right? Those of you that's teaching, make sure that make sure you're teaching quality skills or quality, whatever it is that you're teaching. Be sure that you are able to teach, right? If you barely know yourself, don't do that because you're doing a disservice to you and whoever you're teaching. And it's funny, we just had this conversation. And guess what? I've done that before, right? Because I thought I knew, but it was funny because as I was going through something, I found out that I'm like, I didn't know that. So I'm learning as they learn. And I'm like, I can't do that no more. So I can't talk about nothing other than stuff I know about. You won't see me teaching about no Instagram because I don't know about Instagram, right? I don't. It just don't make sense. Oh my goodness. But that's it. Those that's having like mindset issues, you feel like you're not going to get out of whatever rut you're in, invest in some mindsets. Start with a book. I'm telling you, the power is in a book. If you ain't got time to read a book, baby, every book I have, not saying I wrote, every book that I've read, right? Every book I have is on Audible. I don't have time to sit down and read a book either. But if I'm going to the store, I got time to listen to one though. If I'm shopping around in Walmart, and I'm just pumped up, and they like, what the heck is, what's she listening to? They think I'm listening to Jay-Z or something. Like, nope. I'm listening to the Jeff Walker, or I'm listening to Mel Robbins, just motivating me to come back home and kill it. So really pay attention to what you are intaking, what you're listening to, who you're surrounded by, because all of that plays a part in your success, baby. Audible books are bomb. Addie, we talked about that. It's no excuse why you don't have the intake you need to get to the next level. If you are feeling as if, and I get it, you get overwhelmed, I get it. But realize you are the problem because there's too many resources out here, free and paid. It's too many. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all, I do. But it's too many resources out here for you to be stuck. So I'm telling you, invest in your business, make small, make big, whatever it is, but stop staying stagnant. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming lack of resources. Stop blaming whatever it is you're blaming. Look at the thumb and stop looking at the finger and it's you. Get out of your own way. And, you know, if you need some support, we here. The Posh Academy, we got you. Planning a profit, whatever it is you need, we got you. I'm trying to tell you. Julie, that's one of my goals. I'm trying to tell you, sometimes I just be wanting to go live like every day because I'll be getting pumped up, guys. I was just I'm coming home, riding home, and I was listening to Baltimore house music. Boy, I was fired up. I wanted to go live. I said, they was like, that girl was crazy. I just get these doses of inspiration and it feels freaking amazing. And I know, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel like it's for me. Sometimes I feel like I'm being liberated because someone else need to hear it. And that's just how it happens a lot. I don't know. But I'm going to come as often as I can until we are able to hash out a schedule. I do think I'm going to be doing Tuesdays live, though. I like the live better than the pre-recorded. I do like it because I'm able to connect with you guys. I'm able to talk to you guys. It's super dope, super awesome. So I know, y'all know I got Posh Late Night Biz. I'll be here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Different, you know, we talk about different draping topics, but Tuesday when I do share the business tips instead of the pre-recorded videos, I definitely think we're gonna do that thing live. I like it. If y'all like it, or y'all rather had it, if you like the live, give me a 1. If you rather just had the video, give me a 2. And that's when we're gonna hash that out right now. Oh my goodness. Addie, that's the whole point. It is a lot of pieces. Boy, this whole entrepreneurship, thanks guys. This whole entrepreneurship, it's a lot of pieces, but you can't let that discourage you. You got to keep going and just knocking them out, right? And just knock them out at your own pace, because at the end of the day, it's your business. Do what you want. Only thing I'm saying is don't have a desire bigger than your action. Don't sit here and want this and want that. And what you doing about it, baby? What you doing? But keep wanting and wanting. No, put some action behind it. I don't care how slow, whatever it is, just put one foot in front of the other. Just like somebody just said that. Yeah, put one foot in front of the other. And ultimately, guess where you're going to end up? At the goal, baby. At the finish line, baby. But if you stay there, guess where you're going to be? At the start line. Everybody else gone. You still sitting there like, no, let's not do that. Guys, I got to go. Yeah, me too. So, all right, so then that's what we're going to do. So Tuesdays, we are going to go live. And guess what? The good thing about live is the replay will be there for whoever can catch it. So I thank you guys for joining me. Again, I am Precious Stevens of the Posh Academy, and I teach event professionals. And now it's just creatives, right? I just teach creatives how to attract higher paying clients through premium draping and common core marketing strategies. I will be here. Wait a minute. Next Tuesday? When I go out of town. I'm asking y'all like y'all got my calendar. Okay, I'll be here next Tuesday, and I will same thing I do Posh Late Night Biz. I'll put the topics, all that stuff in there, so you guys can kind of know what I am talking about. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Join me tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're talking about how to package your backdrops. That's gonna be a good one. Bye, guys. Love you.